Hello, Tan members. I'm so excited today to introduce to you our newest member to the Tan family, Mairu Gupta from AntKind in India. Welcome.
Thank you, Andrew. Nice to be here.
And right now you're in California doing some interesting California work, I hope.
Yes, we're here for the SF Climate Week, which is happening in a week from now. Uh,
Wonderful.
so
Very good.
lots of meetings and lots of fun and interesting events that are upcoming.
Oh, that's great. Well, I miss it. I haven't been out to California in quite a few years, or to San Francisco specifically. Um, well, first of all, welcome, and tell us just a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you started AntKind.
Sure. Well, hello, Tan members. It's nice to meet you, and thank you for having us in your group. Very excited to meet every one of you, hopefully soon. My name is Meru, and my background is essentially about 8 to 9 years in advertising agencies across New York and India, including Saatchi and Saatchi, Young and Rubicam, Sapien Nitro, and a few others. And then I moved to the media and entertainment world, helping the NBA launch their India operations for 5 years. I was heading their business here. And then Sony Music for another couple of years, heading their South Asia business until a midlife crisis loomed, where I wanted to have more autonomy on what I do and not be narrowed down into just doing one thing the whole time. And I felt like there was more to explore out there. And one of the problems that we were facing, my parents are from New Delhi in India, and climate is a huge issue there, where the heat's going up to 55 degrees Celsius or like 130 plus Fahrenheit. You can imagine how hot that is. And I was shocked at why people aren't talking about this at all. It being the biggest biggest one of the biggest issues of a time. And I think people in the U.S. In the TAN network would understand and appreciate the fact that a lot of news is not reliable anymore. Especially in issues like this. And so we started AntKind with the intention that we want to make the stories that matter impossible to ignore. And climate is the center of the sort of storytelling that we do. And that was the inception, and that's why we started this agency 2.5 years ago, Andrew.
That's a great story. I think it's very interesting too that you took a crisis or something that you really thought of as almost like a spiritual center and said, I need to start an agency around this to ensure that you can contribute in whatever way is going to not just keep this front and center, but is going to drive policy or drive change.
Absolutely. I mean, the thesis is that somebody asked me a really interesting question, saying, "Do you think narrative impact systems change, or systems change impacts narratives?" And I said, well, the fact that we're doing this, literally believe in the former. The last moment that climate had on Earth was the ozone layer, when it was being talked about for a decade, but nobody cared about it until NASA called it the hole in the Earth. And that literally, within 6 months, there was a worldwide cry for action, and the Montreal Convention was signed within 6 months. So climate is again a narrative problem. It's too complicated, it's too technical, it's too end of the world kind of storytelling sometimes, and so people feel dissociated with climate change. And so our goal is to sort of make that personal, human, and be legible to masses at large, and find the next a compelling narrative for people to start a movement around it, essentially.
And so tell us a little bit about the clients that you're working with. How are they finding you? How are you finding them? Are you able to stick to the thesis most of the time?
This is where I think why we joined TAN. We have been independent by design, not by accident, and TAN is the only network I think that treats that as the point, not as a phase before being acquired, right? Like, and then so fellow team members here would understand the challenges of running an independent agency. And so sometimes we do work outside of climate also. It's not like we always focus on climate clients, but that's about 80% of our work. But the kind of people that we have in the company are come from all sorts of FMCG, telecom, the regular agency backgrounds. And so we are able to do all kinds of stuff. But interestingly, the niche that we chose was how can we help technical B2B founders who are brilliant at product, at science, but can't articulate it. So, climate tech, deep tech, industrial, AI, fintech, these are like B2B businesses, and most agencies are focused on B2C. And we all have done B2C in our careers in the past, but I felt like this is something that was not being solved for at scale, or there were not enough brand agencies that were able to. That were focusing on B2B specifically. So so we're the people you call when your founder keeps saying it's complicated on stage, and what we do is the full stack, but especially like positioning, strategy, and branding, and go to market for a lot of climate tech startups. So we worked with over 40 brands, I think, in the last 2.5 years of our existence. We're relatively new to some of you guys in Tan, so we're the baby of the group probably, but yeah. So I think what's been happening so far is that a lot of B2B companies thought that marketing was not important until they now come and tell us, well, the brand has already walked into the room before we have. And that's something that's new to the B2B world in that sense, to build a solid brand. So I think we're doing well. The hustle of going out and doing 10 meetings a day to find one person who's willing to talk about doing work together, to the point now where we're getting a lot of incoming interest, and people want to work with us because we've built that brand and the work portfolio that I think has traveled across the world, right? So we work in India, UK, US, UAE, Singapore. We have clients in Ecuador, in that sense. So yeah, I think so far so good. And now is the sort of next step to scaling a little bit. We
Great.
found, yeah.
And if I remember correctly, you have around 15 people working on staff. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I mean, we hired we hired more, and then we had lots of outgoing every month, and then three major clients left, and that was our first lesson in do not load the agency on a monthly commitment of outflow, and keep things modular, and keep a core team that's able to deliver very, very high performance and high quality work, and then keep modularity as the model for projects and things that come in from time to time. So we work with a lot of people around the world to make things happen, but we're a core team of 15 people now.
Great. Well, maybe my last two questions are, what do you hope to learn from your other fellow TAN members, whether it's about running an agency or growing that client base? And then secondarily, what do you think you could offer members as well? Maybe it's in this climate tech space, or being able to work in your region of the world, which, as you know, we've talked about it. We want to grow the membership in India and across, APAC in general. So we'd love to know sort of what you hope to get out of the network, and then maybe what you could provide us.
Sure. I mean, like I said, we're an independent agency, and so peer benchmarking with people who actually run agencies our size or have done this journey before, which we're new to. I left advertising because I thought that brand managers are not doing justice to the brands, and maybe I need to go to the brand side and change things up a little bit, until I realized I can't do politics, and so I'm back here. And but running an agency is like literally one of the most difficult things in today's world. So definitely peer benchmarking, and sort of exchanging notes with fellow independent agency owners, and how we can support each other. We have clients all over the world, so warm referrals when clients need US or European reach, we can't service ourselves, and the reverse, right? Like I think that's a strong hook on how we can add value and extract both. And then an honest sounding board, really. Running an agency is lonely at the top, but less so in Tan, hopefully. And what can we bring to the network? I think also is a different vantage point. We sit at the intersection of brand and deeply technical industries. Most agencies don't want to touch their infrastructure or climate tech, or if they do, they're not able to have the depth to be able to deliver there. So I think that's something we can bring and help. We can be the doorway to India's agency ecosystem and help with introductions. And if Taan wants to build an Asia presence, our client roster has founders in AI, climate tech, sports. Like we can bring them to Taan webinars and some interesting people to talk to agency owners. And I think one of the interesting things that we're proud of recently, we just launched AntKind Colony, which is something I vibe coded in Claude Code over the last 2 months, which is basically like it's like a script that helps agency founders, small agency founders, to run their whole agency on this platform that we've built instead of doing 4 or 5 different SaaS tools. So the like work allocation, daily task lists, leave centers, important days that are upcoming, new project has come, how to scope it, how to like assign that scope to different people, how to manage a bench, which is what we call the AntKind bench. These are the people, freelancers who we sort of bring in when projects are required, how to manage a bench. So like it's an agency operating system. We just open sourced it on LinkedIn last week for all agency founders. So those are the kind of things that we keep like doing. Those are things I would love to sort of, share with other Taan members and help them streamline their operations if helpful.
Oh, that'd be great. I can either see a webinar in our near future where you could demonstrate what you're working on, or perhaps even a session, the member showcase, maybe in Oslo, if you're able to make it to the Oslo meeting.
My goal is to make it to Oslo. So
Okay, well,
90%.
I think we have an opportunity for you to do a showcase at that.
That's amazing. Yes. I mean, we're also launching another product which is narratives. So we look at social media is listening, everybody does. We look at national media, regional media, policy, think tank reports, like around a particular topic that you want to research about. And we built a computational infrastructure that listens to all of that and is able to give framing, narrative architecture framing, or in advertising, we would call it insights, for example, to design a strong strategy. So that's another very interesting thing that already just sort of that's why I'm here in SF Climate Week to launch that. So it'd be fun to share that as well. But the colony is like right off the bat, I think would be helpful for sure. Yeah. Happy to do
That
so.
is so great. That is so great. Well, thank you so much. We are so happy to have you and your colleagues join the network. I think that you're going to get a lot out of it, and I know that we will so much enjoy getting to know you and AntKind, and I wish the best for all of us, and that you continue to have inspiration to continue to run an agency, and that we can tap into your skills and talents along the way.
Absolutely. I look forward to meeting everybody soon.
Well, thank you so much.
But thank you, Andrew. Have a good one.
Thanks. You too. Bye-bye.